Hey everybody, Ashindor here. For this video I'm going to take a quick break from Duelist, which I've been playing a lot of, and swap back to the Elder Scrolls Legends. I made an introductory video for this one a while back, but today I'm actually going to dive into the ladder to do some constructed play. I will say up front, I am objectively probably a weaker player in this game than I am a Duelist, so this will probably not be an example of really high quality play. I currently have a quest to win some games using a blue and green deck. That's intelligence and agility. If you remember my introduction to Legends, basically every deck draws from a color wheel of 5 different colors and can play either 1 or 2 of those. So I will be playing a blue-green deck which corresponds to the Assassin class. That has no mechanical impact, it's just a handy way of remembering that blue-green is Assassin. It is also, one thing I didn't note in the previous video, these color pairs also correspond to one of the races from the Elder Scrolls settings. So for example, Dark Elves have a lot of cards in both blue and green, so you will see Dark Elves showing up more frequently in these, although you can obviously play the blue Dark Elf cards in any blue deck with whatever other color. So, I'm not going to try to go into exactly how my deck functions, mostly because it's not like an archetype deck. I just played as many of the good blue and green cards as I had available in it. I've built up a decent collection here, but I'm still struggling to find that, that one magical deck that really clicks with you, that gets you sucked into the game. I'm still having a lot of fun with it, and I'm hoping that as I continue to gain cards and get a better feel for how the game works, I'll find that, that sort of initial hook. I've got a couple candidates in mind. There are certain color combinations that I enjoy playing more than others, but so far I haven't really found one that I'm really in love with. This one I have not had a whole lot of success with on the ladder, but we will see if we can turn that around tonight. It's taking a little bit longer to find a match than it usually does. So the way my current deck is going to be working, to the extent that it works at all, is that it plays a lot of cards that have Last Gasp, which basically trigger whenever they die, and then it also plays a lot of things that are good with spells or that care about spells. And it has a few random finishers just to be able to kill somebody. So I'm not going to go into too much explanation of the basics of the mechanics. If you're curious, go take a look at my introductory video, but my opponent is playing green-purple, which means I'm going to be probably expecting a decent amount of guard creatures they'll have to break through, a decent amount of lethal creatures that can kill with any amount of damage, so we'll see how it goes. In my hand, I am going to open up with a Brutal Ashlander, who's just a 1/1 normally, but if he dies, he'll deal 3 damage to something at random. I've got a Crystal Tower Crafter, which gets bigger whenever I play spells, and then I've got a Sadras Agent, which is a guard creature that when it dies spawns a second guard creature. And guard means basically that whatever lane it's in, they have to clear that creature out of the lane before they can either attack other creatures or me through that lane. Go ahead,
Your
just
destruction is at hand.
Say go. Okay. Can't complain too much there, I guess. So let's punch him for 1. And, I'm actually... I often make the mistake of playing Crystal Tower Crafter just to have it 2/2. But since I have no means right now of buffing it, I don't think I even want to bother playing it. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. One of the things that's been hardest for me to get used to in this game is that I think it is often more correct in this game to hold on to your resources instead of going face, which is what I really am more, used to doing. Because of the fact that there's a higher life total than in similar games, 30 instead of 20 in Magic, and then the use of the runes to draw extra cards, I think really emphasizes more conservative play a lot of the time. I'm just going to drop a Camlorn Sentinel there. Camlorn, there we go, got the word out. So he'll absorb some punch, and I'll be able to kill this thing on the next turn. This guy is a dangerous individual. Alright, that's going to be a problem. Please don't have... Alright. Fine. So basically this guy is one of the few cards that cares about color within the game's mechanics. The top card of your deck is purple, he gets the bonus stuff. So that's That's just beautiful is what that is. So, I'm not even really sure what to say about that. Basically, I'm going to write off this lane for now, which is kind of what he's wanting anyway. So actually I think I'm going to drop it to Ashindor.
Die, Outlander!
On my next turn, I'll be able to play Wild Beast Caller over here and hopefully get something good and start forcing him to deal with me over on this side. In the meanwhile, he doesn't have anything that's like super threatening quite yet. That may change right here.
The watch is mine.
Yeah, that's not great, but also not anything that's super worrisome.
The waters of life.
So this is hilarious. He appears to be, like, he's got, like, all these defensive cards that just, like, they're going to slow me down for sure. But unless he manages to play something really threatening the next couple turns, I think I'll be okay. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. I've got 5 mana. I think I definitely want to play Wild Beast Caller here. Let's see what we get. Roll the dice. Moonlight Werebat. Actually, that's pretty good. So what do I want to do here? I think I'm just going to kill that thing and pass the turn. Because with this thing's lifesteal, or drain in this game, I'll be able to just start racking up health, and he's going to have to try to, like, actually output some damage, which will be good. I've now got a spell I can play with my Crystal Tower Crafter, so I can also start buffing her to the point where she's halfway useful.
The waters of life.
Okay.
Face my blade.
Interesting. I guess. You gonna do something there?
Your death is my plan.
Of course. That's alright. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I think the set of plays I'm going to make here are like this. I'm going to drop Crystal Tower Crafter.
Shall we begin?
I'm going to firebolt that thing because I hate it. I'm going to just kill that thing like that. Green has a lot of effects that can kill off wounded creatures, so I need to be careful about not wounding my critical cards if I can avoid it. I'm going to hit that just for the health gain, even though it's going to heal back up at the start of his turn with Regenerate. And
Stand fast.
I'm going to polish that off, and then drop Fighters Guild Recruit.
The Hist will reclaim me.
And that'll be it for me. This thing will be able to trade no matter how much health he has, so maybe he'll have something to kill it.
I draw power from these trees. Apologies. The battle is yours. Thank you.
Alright. Yeah, I guess he was just out of momentum and had no way to capitalize on his defenses. So that's kind of like one of the trade-offs you can have this game, right? I found it very difficult to strike the correct balance between being aggressive enough to, really threaten your opponent, and also conserving enough resources to be able to, have a significant late game. You saw with that opponent, he built up some really very high health creatures, but wasn't able to actually push through any damage, and so I was able to just sort of wait until I had enough powerful cards on the board to be able to just ignore what he was doing. I more frequently make the opposite mistake of just dumping all the cards onto the board, trying to kill somebody, inadvertently giving them like 6 extra cards. I can't actually give them 6, but you know what I mean. And then, you know, burning out of gas long before I'm able to close the deal. Bonus round. Alright. That's fine. We'll replace the beast color, but otherwise this is looking good. Leaf flicker. Okay. Nothing to play here. Just pass the turn. I will say, one of the things I don't really like about this game is that, as far as I can tell,
I keep a
turn
spare
1
blade in my boot.
is not typically a particularly like significant play for either player generally. I'm not going to play Crystal Tower Crafter out blind there, even though I could play her out and fairly
I keep a
safe
spare
here.
blade in my boot. Do your work.
That works better.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
Beautiful. So next turn I'll be able to drop Crystal Tower Crafter and Firebolt both of these things. I'll take
Do
that.
your work.
Take that action.
Do your work.
And alright, I got an extra card. Very nice. Question I think is, where do I want to play her? He's playing red, so there's the chance of a rush minion. So I think over here
Shall
is
we
probably
begin?
correct. Alright, so that wasn't too shabby. Drinking some
Your
hot tea to keep my
destruction
voice
is
in
at
decent shape.
hand.
Huh? Well, alright. That's fine. I'm just going to put that into my... one note, when you draw a card off of this, even if you can play it, you're not required to. You can just put it right into your hand. And in some cases, like when the board is clear and you don't know what lane you're going to want to block, it may make sense to do so. Alright, so here's where things are going to get a little bit interesting, I think. I'm going to actually play Cunning Ally right there. Let's see if we
Let's
can flip
shed
another...
some light on the problem.
Yeah, I got myself another Firebolt. This was definitely a good card to put in here. This was
Your
not originally in this
destruction
deck,
is at hand.
but I tweaked some things a little bit. The ability to generate Firebolts when you play her to power my other spell cards is really nice.
What are your intentions?
Well, now that's a thing. So, strangely enough, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Firebolt that to pop the ward.
Die,
I'm gonna hit
Outlander.
him. Yes, beautiful. Killed it off just fine.
I have you
Works
now.
for me. Which means now I can drop an elusive schemer here and drop
Right,
myself a card.
done.
And there's a Firebolt. Beautiful.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
This is fun. We both have the same avatar, so we'll have the same sort of voice track there, just so we'll be able to, you know, compliment each other about how nicely we're playing.
I have you now.
So now he's picking up a couple cards here, which is nice. I think do I want to hit him for another 4 and give him another card? Yeah,
Gotcha.
I kind of do. I'm going to need to wrap this up. So there's that. I'm going to drop a little Anvil Hex Mage there.
me.
Well, now that's just fun and dandy. Okay. Alright, so I've got a couple options on what I can do here. I can, I can do 11 damage to him right here, drop him to 9. I could also slam this into this and then play Leaf Lurker to kill him. which seems fun. I could also Firebolt it and then Leaf Lurker for 6, which would also trigger my Landrel Hexmage, which I actually think sounds super fun. I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit him for 4.
I have
3,
you now.
Gotcha.
4. And then I will drop a Leaf Lurker
Forest
to kill it.
is my clan.
That felt pretty good.
I'm ready for anything.
Orc charge, I'm guessing artifact of some kind? Yep.
Gore and glory.
Nicely done.
I have no response to that whatsoever.
Brains of a broad.
I have you now.
This was a worthy contest.
So that's an example of the kind of crap that Red Blue can pull off. If it had, I think, a slightly better time, that could have been like really brutal. But we're doing pretty good here. This is actually a better run than I've had with this deck. Let's see if we can get one more win in and close out the quests. Yeah, I like how the ladder for this one uses the constellations from the game series as their ranks. There's a lot of just like clever things in this game where they've taken elements of the main Elder Scrolls games and just woven them into the standard elements of a deck builder. I have to give them a lot of credit. There's nothing really in this game that is really revolutionary. Even like, the lanes are pretty cool, the runes are pretty cool, but there's, the skeleton is very much that of any other game of this type. But they just execute really well, and they have a lot of like clever small ideas woven in throughout. Alright, we're fighting the Daedric Master. This could be exciting. This actually looks good. Oh, this looks super good. So I think I'm just going to skip mana 2 as well, unless there's a big reason. There's not a big reason. Which will allow me to do... Oh, never mind. High Rock Summoner, yes, please.
My friend would like to say hello.
Alright. So High Rock Summoner is just a 1/1, but when you play her, you get a random Atronach, which are, for the most part, all good. Storm is a really good, just like, beat you in the face kind of card.
Shadow.
So at 3 mana,
Scarlet Pox.
then I'm going to play Telvanni
The
Arcanus.
ambition of the Telvanni.
Since these guys only have 1 power, I'll trade, 2 for 1 if he wants and draw my action. I don't really care. Oh dear. Alright, Wonder Stone, that's the thing.
Scarlet Pox.
I think I'm just going to kill one of these things.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
You must be cleansed.
Well, that's kind of rough. Right there.
My scales move in shadow.
Okay,
There's more to come.
If I fall, the hist will
Just call that
reclaim
good.
me.
That Mundus stone is going to be a problem. I unfortunately... come on. I did get... That's pretty good. That is rough, though. Oh, that is rough and a half. Alright, so the problem we have right here, basically, is that... cast plug. That is going to be amazing. Alright, so here's the real question. I think what I want to do... Yeah, I'm just going to blast that for 4. Because blasting things is fun.
There's
I'm
more
going to go ahead and
come.
hit him like that. Hit him like that. And I'm going to stop there. Yeah, alright. I got drain.
My sword hand itches.
Really? All drain all the time? That's just really... I mean, that's hilarious, for sure. Alright. Think I'm just gonna obviously punch him down, right? That's just straightforward common sense. Go ahead and punch him for 1. I'll give him the... Oh no, never mind. He healed up. I forgot. It's important to track, like, what is actually going on with many of these things. I'm gonna drop Lilandril Hexmage there and finish that off. Cool. And then next turn, Heirloom or possibly Storm Atronach. Both are fun. But I definitely need to start, like...
The forest is my cloak.
Alright.
My Arcane's beard. This day will be mine.
You waste my breath.
That Mundus, though. What did this thing get? Drain? How many... you know, I don't mean to get... I don't mean to get salty about Drain. It's fine. What can I even play here, really? I could play Wild Beast Caller, and in fact, I kind of like that idea. I could also play Storm Atronach. I think Storm Atronach maybe makes more sense here. Although the first thing I'm going to do is just
Brains
smash
of
him
a
in the face for 4.
Darling pox.
Then I'm going to go ahead and drop Enchanted Plate here. So that... Oh, okay. No, that's a good thing to hold on to. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Storm Atronach. I really resent the ward on this guy. That's just so...
Sumo, take you! Confound you!
My sword hand itches. My sword hand itches.
Wow, that's
You
a
waste
lot
my
of...
breath. You waste my breath.
Okay. So, here's the basic problem I'm running into. He's got all these blockers which are going to replace themselves with cards in his hand. He's got all these drain minions, which means I need either some way of breaking through his defenses or some way of wiping them all out. What I need is my 1 copy of, like, mass removal, unfortunately. Go, go, elusive schemer!
Let's dance!
Okay. There's that. We're gonna drop it
I
to
do
Shonen
love
Avenger.
a good fight.
And then we're going to kill that thing. Just because why not, right? So he can trade right here, and that's
By
fine.
the egg, surrender.
Oh! Damn.
Nicely done.
That is absolutely unacceptable.
Zuma, take you.
Alright, you're still gonna trade. That's fine.
Confound you.
There's a lot of trading going on here.
You waste my breath.
That's actually okay. I'm not overly upset about this. I mean, I probably should be, right? It's pretty brutal. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop Beastmaster. Yes! The dream! Swamp Leviathan 8/8. Oh, so good. I'm also gonna drop an Elusive Schemer and just draw
Let's
it.
dance.
I'm sure at some point I'll get to actually use my cards. That will be nice.
Surrender or die.
Is that? Oh, this freaking Mundus Stone. Oh my goodness.
By Arca's beard, this day will be mine.
Guard. Alright. Silence. Alright. Cliff Racer? Leave. I don't even know what we're dealing with here.
You waste my breath.
Alright, let's think our way through this. I've got this thing to kill, and this thing to kill. Both seem doable. I have this thing. I've got 2 direct damage spells. I've got Lilandril Hexmage that would trigger off both of them. I've got another... Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... Arrow that in the name, just to pop its ward. Firebolt it. That.
Gotcha.
Kill Brahmin. Hit him for 8. Then I've got High Rock Summoner right there.
Would like to say hello.
I really needed the one with guard, but that is a-okay. And then I am going to drop a additional... Cool, let's put that down. That's fine.
Feel Arca's beard. This day will be mine.
Not the worst thing that could have gone. Not the worst by a long shot, in fact. Because I can just pop that. I can hit it for another 2. I am going to do the following. I am going to drop Heirloom Greatsword and hit him for 8. Because that is satisfying as heck. And then I am going to play another Storm Atronach. Please be out of gas. You've played Brahmin, you've played other stuff. That Mundus Stone, man. I need to get me some of those. It just makes the combat
Now
math
you will
so...
see real power.
It's like I probably shouldn't talk
You
typically
waste
during
my
these
breath.
things, because every time I open my mouth, this crap happens. Alright. So, whenever it attacks and destroys a creature, he gets a blood magic spell. What is a blood magic spell, you ask? Well, I'm not entirely certain because there's like a whole set of them and they're like quasi-random, but that is a-okay. Hit for 12. Hit for 3. Drop a guard creature.
Be on your guard.
Let's do it.
Your power will be
Yep, for sure. Oh,
Nicely done.
by the
You
power of
waste my
Grayskull.
breath.
I've killed an Iron Atronach. That is a first for me in this game. And that is beautiful.
Hashit will leave
And
standing.
let me go ahead and just drop
They'll
that there.
never outsmart
And lesser
me.
ward that. Crush blow. Cool.
Your blood will feed my mouth.
Heirloom greatsword. Pulling that off of plunder. Oh,
The
so
hist
tasty.
provides.
I'm gonna need you to stop that.
Horns and claws.
Are you sure that was the thing you wanted to do? Holy crap! So those were the blood magic
You
spells.
waste my breath.
Well, I refueled pretty nicely there. Unfortunately he's at 25 life again, because, you know, why wouldn't you be, really? I don't even know what to...
Unsheath your
I'm gonna kill that to draw the card. I'm actually just gonna kill that thing. That's so. I'll do 2 damage to him. I'm gonna drop the greatsword there. Hit him for 9. I'm gonna play a Deshaun
I
Avenger
do love
there.
a good fight.
And a
Your
Brutal Avenger,
destruction is
Brutal
at
Ashindor
hand.
there. He's got 14 mana. He's got 6 cards in hand. This game is an epic one, ladies and gentlemen. That's also a thing that you can do. Oh,
Nicely done.
oh, the Mundus Stone, guys. The Mundus Stone is real. Yep. Oh, man. Alright, so that was a just brutal, savage, wrecked sort of game. But, you know what, that's okay, we went 2-1, that was a pretty good series of games. I'm going to call it there with my quests undone. So this has been The Elder Scrolls. I will try to post another video of a deck I maybe like playing a little bit more sometime when I don't have a quest. And I also will want to make a video for the way that drafting works in this game. Because there's 2 variants. There's Versus, which is, you know, standard against other players. Then there's also a solo arena where you battle various AI opponents with special rules in some situations. And I actually quite like this style. The AI is better than in many other games like this. So, that to look forward to. Until then, thank you all very much for watching, and good night.